Hello humans, I hope this video finds you well and excited to dig deeper into the amazing story of Christianity. I might be aging myself here, but I've noticed a few changes in how Christians defend or debate their beliefs. We went through the 90s. The end is near years.
So how are you? You must be getting real worried, yeah.
It inspires me how you're able to keep going. It's just amazing to me.
Well, that's because I'm a young man. If you were young like I was, you'd be able to keep going. I am saying this is going to happen. May 21, Judgment Day will begin.
Your book, 1994, ?
Well, what happened was that in 1992, I had begun to work seriously on the timing of the end, and I already saw that 2011 might be. But on the other hand, I also saw it could be 1994 sometime.
October 1996. Rancho Santa Fe, California. Marshall Applewhite and his followers have created a website which outlines their beliefs and explains how one may enter Heaven's Gate. Applewhite says he is waiting for a sign from the next level, which will tell him when it is time for the group to leave the planet. D'Angelo designs the Heaven's Gate away team arm patches.
We were considered an away team, like from a spacecraft, like in Star Trek. The away team goes down to the planet, does what they have to do, and then they come back up.
December 1996. The newly discovered Hale-Bopp comet moves closer to the Earth. Applewhite announces to his followers that this is the sign he has been waiting for. He says the spaceships will soon be arriving to take them home to the level above human.
The reason that the comet was the indicator was that it was something that you could see anywhere in the world, and he felt that the next level would give him a sign.
March 19th, 1997. In the backyard of their home, Heaven's Gate members videotape one another, issuing farewell messages to the world.
This is the happiest day of my life. I mean, I've been looking for this for so long.
Then the early 2000s. The wealth pastor explosion.
How are you, sir? We'd just like to ask you about why you don't want to fly commercial. Why have you said that you won't fly commercial? You said that it's like getting into a tube with a bunch of demons. Why do you think that?
No, listen to me just a second. Of course. Not the people. The main reason is because of the need. If I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing. That's really the main.
Isn't it true that you want to fly commercial so that you can fly in luxury? How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business, but...
Isn't it the business of your donors?
Listen, I paid. You kind of caught me off guard here, okay?
Certainly. Well, if you'd like to come out here, I'd like to give you...
Now you see why the devil tried so aggressively to discredit my voice.
Creflo Dollar asking his members for $65 million. I ain't never asked you for a dime.
Plane's 30 years old. I knew it was time to begin to believe God for a new airplane.
Our current ministry plane is no longer usable. We need your help. And I ask all of our partners globally to get on board with Project G650.
If they discover life on Mars, if you think a $65 million plane was too much, if they discover that there's life on Mars, they gonna need to hear the gospel, and I'm gonna have to believe God for $1 billion space shuttle because we got to preach the gospel on Mars.
I don't think God has any problem with you being blessed. It's where your heart is. Our heart was never just to go out and make money and let's become rich and do this and that. It's you know what, let's fulfill our purpose.
Did you like being rich? Well, I like being able to help others. I like being able to fulfill my dreams, and, you know, it takes money to do what we're doing.
We're praying for you.
The inspirational messages pack his Houston church with thousands. But this morning, Pastor Joel Osteen in the spotlight with a money mystery.
But I mean, it was just like unbelievable, the things he was telling us that they found in the wall.
During his morning radio show, host George Lindsay took a call from a man who identified himself as a plumber who recently worked inside Osteen's Lakewood Church. The station, 100.3 in Houston, asked callers to chime in about interesting discoveries.
There was a loose toilet in the wall, and we removed the tile. Well, they removed the tile. Went to go remove the toilet, and I moved some insulation away, and about 500 envelopes fell out of the wall.
Envelopes full of cash, checks, and money orders.
Each generation shaping the Bible to fit its surroundings. So, what is the change? I've noticed a shift from you defending whether the Bible is true to the Bible as a rule book for society, ignoring the truth altogether. Why the pivot? When people study beyond sermons, 3 cracks appear: the text, the canon, and morals. Each generation has had more information than the last, right? That's common sense. So when you look at a Bible story and try to picture it, it tends to match the world of the time it was written. Take the Old Testament's traditional dating, parts placed around 1500 B.C.E. What would you expect human civilization to look like back then? Warfare was policy. City-states raided, conquered, and took captives as property. No human rights frame. Law meant order and status. Different penalties by class and sex. Slavery was routine through war, debt, or birth. People had prices, not rights. Households were patriarchal, arranged marriages, bride price, and limited rights for women. Punishments could be brutal beatings, mutilation, executions as public warnings, high infant and maternal mortality, famine cycles, infection without anesthesia or antibiotics. Honor and shame ruled, clan loyalty, blood feuds. Mercy wasn't a civic norm. So when stories are born in that world, they look like that world. Modern readers feel moral whiplash, conquest, slavery rules, severe penalties. But I don't want you to get distracted here. So here's what I think happened. We think we're living in some crazy time, that we are the first to make excuses for the Bible's harsh stories. But what do you think the New Testament is? Those writers were debating the same things we argue about today. Why did the Messiah die? That question turns into, oh, there's a prophecy that just so happens to say he would die. Even though it doesn't name the Messiah exactly, it's presented like it does. See it? That's an early apologetic. Nothing new. There's too much information. Too much we know. Too much science. So what does that force apologetics to do? You have to change your topics. If I'm holding something physical and all you've got is feeling, how do you argue with me? And even if you try, by the end of the conversation, you will have to resort to faith. The old guard, William Wayne Craig, Cliff Netzel, are fading from center stage. These guys would speak more about the historical proof of the Bible. The new guard, like Andrew Wilson, rarely debates truth claims head on. They avoid the Bible like the plague, especially when the text gets specific. Others sprint from the Old Testament like it's radioactive. Okay, I know I am about to get off track. My point is simple. You're adjusting your arguments because facts force you to. If the book were true as sold, why would we need to adjust at all? There's a reason your parents eventually tell you that Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, fairy tales aren't real. Here's what they do. Don't argue manuscripts. Rewrite the rules. Call belief rational enough. How does this help? You can't prove someone's beliefs wrong unless they admit they're lying. If you want to see how fast someone flip-flops, make them question their beliefs. Sure, you can make them look silly, but you'd be surprised what those beliefs will allow people to say. People end up condoning the most insane things because they have to. That alone should show you why the shift had to happen. We know too much. There's too much access to information that proves claims wrong. You used to be able to just tell a story, and no real proof was needed. Get enough people to retell it, suddenly more truth sticks to it. That's why you pivot from infallible to it's just best for society. But let's be real, that argument isn't actually that good. But that's for another time. See you in the next video. We will destroy the claim that the Bible has superior morals. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do.